some people to make sure that the camera is set up in the right spot. I know they're gone. Okay, Zane. Oh, actually, that shows the entire room. Never mind. Just come forward for a second. Come forward to not quite that far over. Okay, you're out there. Okay, so that's the edge. That's the edge. Okay.
So 3 to 4 feet in.
Yeah, I can.
I'll just remember the second here, basically.
Okay, that's the edge there now. Do we want to keep going back, or do you think that would be okay, Riley? That if that's the edge, you think that's okay? Okay, cool. I don't know either. There's. Okay.
Make sure my dad is coming and that.
Yes. This is you can hear things. Thinking about how noisy it is. How noisy it is to get into his phone case. I'm hearing the Velcro. No, you can actually.
I forgot about that. So you don't want the one? No, I didn't even notice them, so that should be a good sign for you.
I got the camera set up. It is going. I just they needed to text my dad, so I just.
I'm just saying, you know, tidy up and.
Yes.
For about 5 minutes out.
Because of that horrible smell I'm supposed to. Change the streets.
So you're not gonna be one of these people with your finger in your ear and doing this the whole time? Trying to test me. So, yeah. So are they ones you have to take in and out, or do they stay?
Because rechargeable batteries and that's what it is not rechargeable batteries.
Well, that's good.
I would hope everything. Maybe not.
Down to about 5 minutes. And then we'll get started.
Finish this one.
Mm-hmm. It is actually a lot of fun. But it's even stressful sometimes. Did anybody have a chance to look at last night's? See that thing?
Yeah, we watched it.
The video went okay?
Yeah.
Okay. It did. I want to make it available to my kids, so.
Yeah.
And so my siblings that want to see it.
You know, just-
We saw the news one. Financial last one. Yeah, all that last one.
Is it better on the Saturday to have them in the afternoon than in the evening?
We like it because we come from far away, so it helps with travel, but
Yeah, something different from what we've done. But then we have different than Monmouth College, at T4. So,
Yeah.
just trying to see what works. We'll do this fall. Oh, those are their bills, which mine says we still have 2 minutes, so. For the fact that I heard somebody's car go beep beep, we'll give it the 2 minutes. In case that was a car coming up. Coming up. Sounds like it's you. I heard it going.
I don't know.
I know that it's in South Carolina. Jason's house. I haven't talked to him.
I don't know.
oh, there's two.
Brooks and
Use this chair over there. So where he is.
What's he taking?
American National Government.
Oh, yeah, you said that's her birthday. Yeah.
That being said, I think we're gonna go ahead and start. I'd really like to start. Okay, so we do have two audiences going on. We have our streaming audience and our physical audience, and thank you all for coming and supporting, whether it's family, friends, neighbors, we're glad that you're here. So we are gonna go ahead and get started. I want to just first ask the audience, how many of you know anything about Tai Chi? Okay, so I'll just say at the beginning, Tai Chi and Qigong are closely related. Sometimes people don't know the difference, and so I'm just going to give you a little overview. Think of Qigong like the bigger umbrella, and Tai Chi is under it. Qigong does not have a martial art application, which means it's not used for self-defense or offense. But Tai Chi has a martial art application. So Qigong is primarily for health and well-being, but Tai Chi does have that martial aspect. And so you'll see that because in some of our forms today we'll be using weapons. We also have a little bit of mixed martial arts going on today because we have an Aikido form that you'll see as well. It's called Restore. Dr. Paul Lamb, who is the originator of it, he's a medical doctor who, when he was a child, he was in a situation where there was a huge famine and he didn't get proper nutrition. And so when he was actually in med school, he got severe arthritis, went back to China, studied under a Tai Chi master to try to deal with the pain in a more, in something that was more effective than just pain pills. And really fell in love with it and saw the benefits of it. And he's actually no longer practicing as a medical doctor, but he and his and a team of medical doctors put together a lot of Tai Chi programs that are one of 3 in the world that are recognized by the Center for Disease Control as having evidence-based, that is evidence-based of the results that it and the benefits that it provides for you. So this is one of his, and it's called Restore. And this form is specifically for anybody that is really struggling with their health in any way. Maybe you had an injury and you're trying to recoup, or you haven't exercised for a long time. And so it's just there to, once again, restore your vitality in the body. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to my students, and I hope you enjoy it.
commence.
You notice as they're walking out that they have the little dragons on their uniforms. We are called the Snow Dragons, and even though I teach Tai Chi at Snow College, this is actually the Tai Chi Club, and we're really excited about our next form. We have actually the original choreographer here, Cheyenne, who used to be our president last semester. You can kind of wave, yep. And she very generously said we could still use this as part of our club performances. So this is called War Horse, and it's our first one with weapons, and I think you'll enjoy it.
Present arms. Bow. Commence.
So our next form is this semester is the first time that I've taught it at Snow. It's our arthritis form that is what Dr. Paul Lamb is so famous for. In fact, it is so effective that several countries, Canada is included, will actually pay seniors to take his fall prevention and arthritis class because falls are one of the top two reasons for preventable deaths. I was going to say unnecessary, but preventable deaths. And so they actually do pay the seniors to take Tai Chi because it's so beneficial for the balance and everything. But this is the first part that he has a part 1 and part 2. And so this is our first time in performing it for you. I hope you enjoy it. So as I mentioned before, we do some mixed martial arts. This is actually in Aikido form. And several of my students also take Aikido, and it's a lot of fun. So, you know what a kata is? Like maybe you've read any of. So a kata is a series of movements done in a particular motion, and if you've learned it, you could, in theory, and you'll hear it in some of Brandon Sanderson's books, the Wheel of Time, Robert Jordan's books and stuff, and it talks about people will just step in and start doing the kata together. This is an example of a kata, and so I'm going to go ahead and turn it over and let you see what it looks like.
Present arms. Bow.
Couple of things just to point out really quick. Did any of you notice that everybody's bow staff's a little bit different? So some are completely straight, you have the tapered end. The tapered end tends to be more conducive to like Taekwondo. The straight one is more Aikido. None of them are Tai Chi. Tai Chi tends to be done with bow staffs that are bamboo and a lot longer. And so, but it's just kind of fun to see how all the different things work together. Also, you might have noticed that on one end it's one color and on the other end it's the other. And one of the reasons is when you're particularly learning a form, to be able to know there's actually a front and a back. So like just with figure eights, whether or not you're going forward with the figure eight or back and which way it needs to go, it helps with that. So just a few points to point out. Now we're going to do heart form for you. Also, this is one that Dr. Lamb is well known for because we have so many problems with cardiac arrest, right? All kinds of heart problems. And one of the things that he just said, he's in his 70s, and it's amazing the things that he can still do with his body. I mean, really incredible. And he says that just this, you'll see this over and over again in the forms. He said, the more I learn about this one movement, the more I realize how beneficial it is. And what I'm always telling my students is, you have to think about when you're doing this, not only are you expanding the lungs and the heart area, but you're also elongating the spine. So the more that we can get the blood flowing up through the spine, it benefits all the different organs and systems in the body. So it may seem very simple, but it's actually extremely beneficial to the body, and it calms the nervous system. It's why sometimes Tai Chi is called walking meditation. And so it actually, our breathing starts to slow down. In fact, you'll notice sometimes as you're sitting in the audience, you'll find your breath slowing down and calming. In fact, I had several people in the audience last night saying, I noticed I started breathing during the forms. I'm like, yeah, that happens, right? And that tells your autonomic nervous system to say, hey, no fight, flight, or freeze. You don't need to do that. You can just relax and you're safe. So enjoy it and start to notice whether or not you get calmer as the evening goes on, as the afternoon goes on. not quote traditional Tai Chi in the sense of how it's normally performed because it's not performed, it's done, it's practiced, right? And so how many of you, even on TV, have seen like a great big huge outdoor pavilion with people all in lines, all doing Tai Chi like that? Have you ever seen that? Okay, that is much more traditional. In fact, what happens is a master will go out and he'll do it and people will line up, you get no instruction. Zero, nada, nothing. You practice and you try to learn it. In fact, one of the traditionals is 108. Each little movement that we do that is together is called a form, and yet the entire thing is also called a form. So don't ask me why they don't make that distinction. But we did ask Dr. Lamb one time, so which part is a form? He's like, each one is a form. And so, but what we are going to do next, even though the way that we put it together with music and choreography is not traditional, what we are using is a traditional straight form, a straight sword, which is traditional Tai Chi. The swords is considered, it takes lifetime to master it. That's if they say the intricacies of understanding and becoming one with the sword takes a lifetime. So, but, we don't have a lifetime, so you can get just a chance to see what a semester will do for you. So I hope you enjoy. This is Omega. It's a shout out to a seafood that I took, not my first Tai Chi, but from the studios, that the organization of my first Tai Chi. And so it's named after that, Omega Studio. And so I hope you enjoy our Omega sword form.
Who can say where the road goes, where the day flows? Only time. Who can say where the road goes, where the day flows? Only time. And who can say if your love grows as your heart shows? Only time. Who can say why your heart sighs as your love only time? And who can say why your heart cries when your love lies only time? Who can say when the roads we that the right we in your heart? And who can say when the day seems if the night leaves all say when the road goes, when the day flows, only time. Who knows? Only time. Who knows? Only time.
Bow. All right, our next form is called energy, and it is what its name is about. It uses a lot of spiraling, and what that is moving that chi in a spiral direction, which actually gives you more energy through the body, but also as you direct flows or you're blocking, the spirals actually help you with that. It is something that is often used in performances because it's kind of a little more flashy. It has several different types of Tai Chi mixed within it, and I think you'll like it and see if you notice any differences compared to what you've seen already. So. well, first of all, did you notice any differences in some of those, the movements or anything? A little bit different, more unique? That is because it's mixed a little bit. Some of them are more slow, which is traditionally more Tai Chi, and then you have some of the little faster moves. How many of you have noticed that it seems like they do things on one side and then they seem to do the same thing on the other side? Have you noticed any of that throughout? That's very traditional. I tell my students, think of it like a little V. You know, you're gonna do all this over here, then you're gonna get to the middle part, then you're gonna do it on the other side. Or sometimes you do it on one side and then the other side, like that, back and forth. But that's again, very much how Tai Chi works. Our next performance number is called Storm Form, and Randir is the original choreographer for it. And so I think that you'll like it. It's a very unique and very different, and again, it's not traditional Tai Chi, but people enjoy it.
Commence. Present arms. Bow. Commence.
Our next form is the 24 Yang style form. It is the most practiced form of Tai Chi throughout the world. You won't really practice like this, like I said, it's very different, but it's really a fun form, and it's one of the forms that I try to at least rotate in, usually on the fall semester, and because I can't teach all the forms in one semester, but students really like it. So here's a 24 Yang style form.
Max.
please wait.
Wow.
So our final form for you tonight is a sword form, and it's called a dragon form. And it's actually a piece that we've been working on for a little bit of time. It's quite intricate, but it
Thou? Commence.
All right, even though that's the last one of our forms for tonight, I do, and I'm gonna put my students on the, hot seat, and I hope they aren't too mad at me when it's all said and done. But I'm gonna pull them out so I can introduce everybody, and, so come on out.
They want high.
They want to hide because I'm gonna put them on the spot. It's all good. All right, so you line up here. So as I introduce you, what I'd like you to do is just say about three or four, I mean, you know, no big deal. About what you've liked about Tai Chi, and specifically what you've enjoyed about being a part of the Tai Chi Club in Demo Team. Okay, so I'm going to start with our president, put her on the hot spot. Brooke Litster, she's our president this semester, and you can stand front and center. And then you get to go out. See, but you get to answer. So if someone should to say that's the nicest, is that you get to be done sooner.
Okay, what do I like about Tai Chi? I mean, it's very, very calming, very relaxing. It helps me focus, and it's just fun.
Any difference between Tai Chi class versus being a part of the demo team and club?
Yes, there is a lot more energy in the demo team than there is in the class. The weapons forms are always fun, and I feel like we always get to learn more in clubs than we do in class, just because it is smaller. There is a little bit more of one-on-one, especially with the 5 of us this semester.
Yeah.
So.
Great, thank you so much. And you don't have to leave, you can go behind, but nonetheless. Okay, so then we have Micah Rash. I know, sorry, Micah.
You're supposed to warn me about this sort of thing.
Do just one thing. It's okay, you don't have to, you won't make it. Public speaking is next to dying of people's fears, so it's all good. But I will say one thing about Micah, because Micah has been a student and in regular class and has also been part of our demo team. But one of the things that I've noticed is the friendship that has been created during our club has really brought a really close friendships. And it's been amazing to watch how they support one another. And you know, Micah has such an incredible mind, and to watch the way that he has interfaced with his teammates has been incredible to watch. And I feel like he's really blossomed being a part of the club and demo team. So I would say that on your behalf. Okay, so here we go. Devin Jensen, and he is our vice president this semester.
I'd say several things that I've enjoyed about participating in class previously. Just again, it's very calming, helps relax after a stressful day. But with demo team, it's always a blast. I'm surprised we were able to get as much done as we do with the amount of goofing off that we used to do half the time.
Anything about weapons?
A lot of fun. That is partially why I joined this, is because sharp stuff.
Okay, and I'll say something about that at the end. So Randir, Jastra, Lords,
So I would say that one thing about Tai Chi that I really love is that it is something that is very peaceful, basically agreeing also with Brooke that it's very calming, and it's definitely something that's very much helped me in times when it is that I have a lot of stress. And then as far as Tai Chi Club goes, also kind of going along the lines of what people have already said, it's a very nice opportunity to be able to more seriously work on and commit to the forms that we learn and stuff. And yeah, I know, we're college students, sometimes we goof off, probably a lot more than we should.
Sometimes.
But we really did get a lot done this semester that honestly probably would not have been able to happen in the Tai Chi class. Like, I don't know, there's just something about it that's more serious and more committed. And so, yeah, good times. I'd recommend.
Thank you so much. Zane. Zane is Zane Clegg. He has actually two names. He is the only one of this semester's Tai Chi Club members who has never been a student of mine in a Tai Chi class. So, it's all yours.
So for one thing, Tai Chi kind of taught me how to stand. So if you notice, you might stand on one leg and then shift to the other. But you can also just kind of do this, which I had never thought about before. It's also a way for me to practice something just for its own sake, just to try and get better at it. And I think everyone needs something like that, or 5 things like that. An opportunity to move my body, swing weapons around, and have fun with friends.
Thank you so much. Things. So we do, and again, see, this is the warning, but it's a good thing, okay? Is that we have 2 alumni with us tonight. If you can stand and come up here with me, do you mind?
Cheyenne, that's you.
So Abigail and Cheyenne have both been students of mine, and also they've been in club. I'm gonna put the same thing to you, because who knows gonna see this? It's on YouTube now. We might actually get more people to actually come to class or to clubs. So go ahead and have the hotspot and just spill it out.
Well, it's been a second since I've actually done Tai Chi, but I will agree with you. It was very calming. It was a lot of fun. Something new to do. I just try it out, and yeah, I really enjoyed it. Made a lot of good friends and had good fun.
One thing I'll say about it is you can really, really feel the energy when you're performing. You can feel it flow through your body, and it's an awesome feeling. And it's also just really fun. The dragon formula, that was amazing. Loved it.
Right, that's awesome. So along that line, you guys can go ahead and, or you stand in the word or sit, whichever is your preference. So one thing that I'm gonna bring up in this is, sometimes I'll tell my students that Tai Chi is actually a code word for self-improvement, because that's always what we're talking about, is ways to take the principles of Tai Chi out into the regular life. But back to the weapons, would it be safe to say, even with alumni, that there's something fun about using the weapons that is different than any other part of using Tai Chi, right? So
Powerful feelings.
it's a powerful feeling. So there's this particular pose that we do like this, and without fail, every student that I've ever asked that has done that says, I just feel so powerful, you know, and that's one of the things. It brings out the very inner, strongest parts of ourselves. And so there you go, that's our performance, and I hope you've enjoyed it. So one more round of applause for our students, please. Thank you so much. And we'll probably stay for a second and take a couple of pictures and answer any questions that you'd like. So it's officially over. Thank you so much for coming and supporting us. We appreciate it. Thanks again. I'm considering it this fall.
Okay. Thank you guys. I see there's 5 of you still. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.